From Russia to the UK, Thailand to Paraguay, Vegas, New York, LA, Sashay, Shantae, you stay.
Drag is all over the world. It's a phenomenon. It will live on and on. Drag is all over the world. It's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon.
Hello and welcome to Drag Talk Show, where we discuss hot topics in the drag community. My name is Edward Michael, and let's welcome our panelists. We haven't been around for about 2 weeks. Took a little bit of a break, so we have a lot to talk about tonight. Let's welcome our queen on the panelists, ByancaRaye, LoveStrom Prime. Hey, girl.
Hey, everybody. Thank you all for joining us.
And let's welcome our
Thank you, Landers. Happy to be back.
All the way from across the ocean on the island of Hawaii, Mr. Mirage Cruz.
Hey, Pumpkin. Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
We can hear you.
There we go. Hello, hello, hello. All the way from the great isle of Maui, Hawaii. How is everyone doing?
Aloha.
Aloha.
And joining us as our special guest, our favorite minion,
Baby.
AAG, Anthony Simmons.
Hey, I got my shenanigans hat on for the shenanigans tonight.
All right, gang. Well, we have a lot to talk about tonight since we've been gone for the past 2 weeks. So let's get right into it with our hot topics.
Girl, the shade of it all.
Off. I've had it with you. Go the home. I've had it officially.
I don't have a sugar daddy. I've never had a sugar daddy. If I wanted a sugar daddy, yes, I probably could go out and get one because I am what? Sickening. You could never have a sugar daddy because you are not that kind of girl. Baby, everything I've had, I've worked for and I've gotten myself. I built myself from the ground up. Bitch! Hey, no.
All right, so let's get into our hot topics, and we're going to start with Kira Kennedy Chanel. Did you guys hear about this one? So she made a statement about a judge on the Heart of Florida panel. Once Miss Heart of Florida announced their judges panel, there was a few people who had a problem with one of the judges on the panel. So let's see her statement. She says, I don't understand how this lady is judging a pageant after she called President Barack Obama. How could anyone put her on the judges panel, especially on a judges panel with Black contestants and nationality, which she clearly has no respect or care for? Somebody make this make sense, and I don't care if nobody likes me for bringing this up, but how the hell could you allow this? So there's the judges, and the one that they're talking about is Amber Douglas. This was the judge's response. Nice to meet you, so to speak. I have no clue who told you such lies about me. I do think calling someone a complete stranger a racist on social media should be a cybercrime. I have no clue where this nonsense you speak came from. What I do know is it isn't true. I never spoke of POTUS 44 in that manner. I don't take kindly to being called such a disgusting term. So we are clear. P.S. Meet my dog for 12 years. I bet you didn't know his name was Tiger Woods, did you? I have never heard of you, but I do hope to meet you at the pageant. I am Amber Douglas. This saddens me. Now, the promoter, one half of the promoter, the Miss Heart of Florida, is promoted by Amy DeVilo as well as Marshall Welch. And Marshall had this to say: it's very dangerous to throw words out there, especially if you don't have any proof of this. As I stated to you and one other person, if someone provides me with proof that this occurred, then we would handle the situation swiftly. But my business partner and I haven't heard or seen this allegation for ourselves, nor have we received proof. I've asked questions for more clarity on this matter. When did this take place? Was it on social media or at a pageant or bar? Who did she say it to or about? I've asked so many questions so I could do my own research and handle this, but no one can provide me with anything that I requested. We take this very serious, but we are not going to just remove a judge because of the allegations that cannot be proven. Our judges panel should show that we love and appreciate a diverse panel and will never put up with any kind of racism. A private message should have been sent to me or Amy instead of this public post. Now, this went on for a couple hours. The reigning Miss Heart of Florida, Shayla Reese, addressed it on a live.
Hold on. Before we continue, I have a question. In Amber's response, how did she address the former President Barack Obama?
Well, she says she didn't address him in any
in her post. Did she say President 44?
POTUS 44, yeah.
That's a chuckle. And then her PS was, I have a dog named Tiger Woods.
That is correct.
Okay.
So, I thought I was the only person who caught that, but thank you for bringing that up.
I'm just saying,
I thought I was the only one who caught that.
Your dog Tiger Woods does not help your case. Mm-hmm. Nonetheless, I don't know the situation. I'm just reading what I read.
So, question to the panel. In the woke society that we live in now, how can we choose judges for pageants? Does an accusation make them not be able to fulfill their duties as a judge? Who wants to go?
Please speak on this one first.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Please speak on this first. First of all, let me say this. A lot of people don't understand that racism in this community with people of color, specifically those who are of African American descent, always tends to happen when there is no camera, when there is no one recording. So it becomes an allegation because we heard it ourselves, or we were told by someone else who heard it. And when we repeat, oh, this person said this, then it's a, well, where's the proof for it? Where's the recording? Where's the picture? Where's the da-da-da? There's never really, truly, honestly going to always be a recording of said incidents. But if I said to you, this person has said this to me, or this person has said this about someone like me, you take that seriously. You don't be like, oh, well, I'm not going to remove them because you said that. But I find it ironic when you hear stories about a contestant, i.e. a contestant may or may not have a fans only page or something like that, you're quick to put that out there. So I'm confused. Why is it that someone who participates in a honest work of living, which is sex work, you have such a gripe and y'all quick to jump on that. But when it spoke about racism in our community, it's I need proof before we can even have this conversation. Why is that even something that needs to be addressed? That's the first thing. Secondly, when things like this is brought to the attention of the world, it's not something that we're supposed to just keep to ourselves and try to isolate the incident. We're bringing it up because very few people know, so we want it to be known. Now, if this person did or did not say these things, it's not for me to say, but what it is for me to do is be aware of it. And by being aware of it, then I know how to maneuver myself if I'm in this situation. Because as a contestant, if I'm going to invest this kind of money for a title, I want to know that everyone that's sitting on that title, on that judges panel, is going to judge me fairly and honestly, and not have any bias against me for whatever reason they have of their own. And that seems to be something that a lot of us competitors tend to always state, but some promoters do not honestly take heed to. We will say over and over again, who's on a panel, who's on a panel, who's on a panel, because we want to know what we're getting ourselves into, and to be continuously told, oh, we're going to tell y'all later. And then when y'all tell us later, now it's like I done spent $600-700 on hotel, transportation, dancers. I'm not really that kind of person to just waste that kind of money once I find out who the judges panel is and there's someone that I have a problem with being judged or feel unfairly judged about. So in the matter of this whole situation, should a judge be removed for an accusation? I find it easier for you to remove a judge than for as a contestant for me to quit and just throw up my hands on investing almost $3,000 or $4,000 before I even compete.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry I got on the soapbox about that, but I don't take things like this very lightly.
Bianca?
It's sad that in 2022, we need proof of racism. I know what to say, and I know what not to say as a factor of nobody wants to be canceled in 2022. And I do agree with Mirage. Allegedly, had she said it to Kira, there's no cameras, there's no witnesses, and even if there are some witnesses, let me be very clear. Some people may feel the same way Amber allegedly may feel. But are they going to say, oh yeah, she said it? It could be looked at, oh, well, Kira is just crying wolf per the usual. Racism, whether you're a judge, a contestant, a person viewing a pageant, should not be taken lightly. For me, being a person of color, I want to know if the person next to me don't like me or don't like my kind of people. Miss me with the, oh, well, people say things. We all say a lot. That should not be something, that should not be something taken lightly. And let me be very clear. This should not just be a Black person issue. A minority, any minority should have an issue with racism. Don't think just because you're not the minority that they're talking about, your group ain't next. Or your group can't be targeted too. Oh, well, they're not talking about whatever minority. They're only talking about the Black people or those people. A minority is a minority, no matter how you look at it. It should not just be a Black person's issue. It should be a minority as a whole issue. Should she be removed? That's not up for me to say because we as contestants can talk until we are blue in the face. We can protest. We can say she should be da-da-da-da. The only one who's going to remove her is the actual promoter. And as he stated, if he don't get proof, she's still going to be on that panel.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It's sad in today's world that they need proof. And what I didn't like about the whole thing was that they're wanting for Kira to provide proof, but somebody who is coming to you with an issue shouldn't have to provide proof.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to believe them. I mean,
and her post didn't make it any better.
I go to her response, her saying that she has a dog named Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
like that was enough proof for me. And I think it was easier to just have her removed from the panel and move on with the issue than for them to try to defend her.
Let me just say this. It never looks okay when anyone says who's accused of racism, oh, I have a Black, Spanish, or Asian, or Latin American, I have a Black, Latin American, or Asian friend. Pumpkin,
Mm-hmm.
That is not helping your cause.
Right.
If you tell me that, I'm going to look at you sideways. And I'm telling you now, I'm going to look at you sideways. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, my best friend is so-and-so. Okay, Ann. What's your point? You just want to keep us close? You know what they say, keep your enemies closer. You know what? Moving on.
Anthony, anything?
You can't see my face for this. Moving on.
I agree with what you and Bianca and Jay are saying. I would just remove her if this happened. Like at my pageant, it would be either to replace the judges because you can get judges everywhere, and I wouldn't want that negative image associated with my pageant. And then her Facebook post didn't make it any better with what she was saying.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't think they're going to remove her. Apparently, she is Amy DeMilo's best friend, and
I think she's judged every year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Well, moving on. A Continental, Mr. Jim Flint made an announcement. He says, due to the increased preliminaries and contestants, we will have to go back to our pre-COVID schedule. Miss Continental Plus and Elite will be Easter weekend, and Mr. and Miss Continental Labor will be Labor Day weekend. In order for the reigning court of Miss Continental Plus and Elite, they will give us their closing number of Easter weekend, but we'll have a final number on Labor Day weekend. So for 4 months, we will have dual winners in Plus and Elite. I am sure we can handle that because they are lovely and talented entertainers that are now reigning along with Mr. and Miss. I hope the majority will go along with this. We have gained 6 new prelims and working on 4 more. We are very excited that we may be adding Hollywood Continental soon.
Ooh, okay, Hollywood.
I have to stop right there because this man needs somebody to spell check his posts.
And how to spell Continental too.
I don't know what Hollywood is or where it comes from.
You're trying to say Hollywood.
Oh, Hollywood.
Hollywood.
I was like, what is going on?
Give Jim a break.
That part. He's elderly.
So, question to the panel. Do you agree with this change, or do you think they should have stayed to a one night and one weekend type situation like they were during the COVID?
Keep it just the way it is. It makes to me as a title holder, it becomes insulting because when you spend the money you spend and invest with all you do to compete for a title, and then you have fortune follow you and you win. You want the light to be on you your year. To now be told, oh, we're going to move your pageant up because now we have 5 more potential preliminaries and we're going to crown someone a new winner. So they're going to reign 4 months of your year. So they get a whole year by them, a whole year, but you have to share 4 of your months to acknowledge the new winner. And then how does that look when you go to be somewhere and they go there and they're like, okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is your current reigning. I'm sorry, these are your current reigning. How can we both be your current reigning title holder? That's like me and Bianca both being Miss Cross Your Legs and Hope to Die.
StreamYard.
Yeah, Miss Stream. Yeah, thank you. She won the title back in January. Supposed to give it up in December. But they're gonna crown me in July. But then I'm gonna have all of the rest of the month of the year to myself to come back into July. So I have a whole year, but she shared 5 of her months with me. Now don't get me wrong. I get the reason why. I just don't like it.
Well, I think it definitely was a business move. It makes more money for the system and makes more money for Jim. Bianca, what do you have to say?
The only issue I have is not giving the Plus and Elite their full year. We all know that, when it comes to Continental, everybody wants to be Continental. And within that title and that prestige, the title holders want their full year. The only sad part is, yeah, you guys are giving them the 4 months and then to give up in their final number. Sadly, it's not going to be the same. Who wants to have a dual a dual crown or a dual reign with someone. And she
Nobody.
may be your best friend. She may be your good girlfriend. He may be your good girlfriend. Nobody wants to experience continental or just a reign in general with someone who has the same title as you. I'm saddened because the elite and the plus won't get they'll get their full reign, but it's going to be shared come Easter weekend with two other lovely ladies. It's just, and I get it, it's a business, but some businesses should take a back seat as opposed to let them reign a full year and a half, and then in 2024 crown A, B, and C. Don't crown the new title holders in Labor Day weekend with the Miss and Mister. Give them a year and a half.
So I was gonna ask you guys. Then how could they go back to their regular schedule? Just let them reign an additional 6 months.
Why not? Hold on. You already had some title holders who reigned for 3 years. Quietus Continental did go for 2 years, a good year and a half, 2 years before they crowned so-and-so in 2021. Why not give them that reign and then put it back on track? At least don't cut their hard work they put in for the year to come compete, make the da-da-da-da and do da-da-da-da. And then, oh, well, we're going to crown y'all in September and the next two girls in April or May. I think Easter is in April. Like, that's cutting into their reign, sadly.
So can I add something to what Bianca said?
Yeah,
I don't think they're also taking consideration. He also mentioned that their hard work, they're adding 4, maybe 5 more promoters to their division. So that means these people, right, that means that these 2 ladies are still working their tails off, and you're about to shorten their legacy. Even with them still getting you more promoters. That alone should give them enough to say, you know what, we're going to let you gain a year and a half.
Landis, I have the same question. I'm taking it as if there's a prelim in between, all 4 of them would have to come to actually 6, because you got the Miss and the Mister, and then the 2 at large and the 2 elites would, all 6 of them, if there's a 4-night prelim. It's just a lot.
Edward said they didn't have to come.
Yeah. To answer Landis' question is, with Continental, the promoters do not need to bring the reigning court. It's an option. They can bring Miss Continental 2000 if they want to, and not bring the reigning. It's not a obligation to the promoter to bring any of the title holders to be at their preliminary. So
that don't make no sense.
They don't have to pay for any travel or booking fee. They just have to provide 2 representatives. That's their only thing with Continental.
But that alone is insulting. If you don't like me, you ain't gonna fly me in, but you're gonna fly in somebody who won the title 12 years ago.
Yep.
You know what? Let me shut my mouth.
I won't. And since we got all these new prelims and promoters with Continental, can we stop with the crowning ceremonies and appointments and have just actual pageants?
That part right there.
But see, this is where the trouble comes in, because per Edward, if you do a full-out pageant, you don't have to have the current. For me as a competitor, I want to be crowned by, I think it's Lourdes. It's not Lourdes. Oh, Lana. It's not Lana either. Oh, my goodness. The current elite or plus or miss or whoever.
Yeah, Layla, Sunny.
Layla LaRue.
Or Rachel.
Savion.
Or Savion or
Sanchez
Sunny.
Sinatra.
Thank you. I'm close. I'm pretty. I don't know. We'll see how Easter works out. Maybe he'll hear us, because they're always watching, and we thank you all for watching from the ghost accounts. We know you guys are watching. I'm so serious. I was so I'm serious. We'll see how the next few months pan out. Hell, by December, January, it may be that Elite and Plus get their full 1.5 year reign, to actually have a full 12 months, as opposed to cutting their hard work over the last year in half.
We have a Facebook user question. Why was the way it ran before COVID really that horrible? I only see the stuff on video and not in person, but it obviously worked before. So does it matter when it happens? Each girl gets a year and the Mr. Right. So usually everybody gets an entire year. Pre-COVID, they were doing it Elite and Plus on Easter weekend, Mr. and Miss on Labor Day. And then COVID happened. So for 2 years, they had all 4 during Labor Day weekend. And now they're going back to what they did. So I guess to answer your question.
Plus and Elite, well, each 4 of the pageants had a prelim night and a final night. With them doing everything in Labor Day weekend, the girls and the boys have to bring their absolute best.
One night only.
Literally on one night only. There's no prelim night. There's no final night. It's literally you bring your best that night. You make the top 5. You do question and answer. You win the pageant. Going back to a prelim night and a final night, it's like, but this is how Continental was run prior. I don't have a problem with that. I just have a problem with the shortening of the Elite and the Plus girls' reigns. That's the only problem I have.
Do you think it will affect their contestants?
No.
Do you think
maybe?
Do you think they'll have less?
No. The girls and the boys still want to be Continental. They're gonna show up. They may fuss and fight. They may gripe and moan. They still want to come and try and get their Continental.
All right, let's talk about a pageantry that does have their shit together and is one night. That is glamorous. They have announced their they have announced their contestants.
Maybe that Mr. list.
Well, let's take a look at that. So they have 19 Mr. contestants. I don't know what happened to the 20th, but they do have 19. And
I dropped out.
I was wondering. So this is going to happen on this is going to happen on Sunday, March the 19th, down in Orlando, and they have a great list of contestants.
Yeah, it's going to be a good night.
And then like half of them will show up because somebody will get COVID and somebody's cat will die. And, you know,
I tell you, I am there for this battle. I am so there because the legends are coming out. Antonio Edwards, Christopher Iman, God dang it. We got Angel Saez.
Desi.
Oh, I'm in the building for this. Desi.
Oh, you gonna be?
Well,
I'll be there
first.
You have DeAndre.
I'm flying in to be there.
MBU.
DeAndre.
That's gonna be.
This is going to be the battle. When I tell you these boys are fitting to act a fool for this title, and let me say this: Bobby has been an exceptional Mr. Glamorous. He has been an exceptional, because when you think of a title where they tell you you don't need to do anything but just show up for your give up and take a promo shot. This man has been at national walks. This man has been recruiting boys. This man has been the face of Glamorous in the Mr. division that we have been asking for a lot of Misters to do. I want that to be heard from now to the end of time. He has been a great title holder, and whoever fills the shoes after him,
that's some big shoes to fill.
That big shoes. That boy has not been playing with you, but that pageant, Bianca, you better be sitting right next to me.
I'll be there.
Pageant is going to give you.
Edward's going to be there.
Going to give you what you want and what you really been wanting from male leads. Because when I tell you they fit into act, and it's solo talent.
Mhm.
But see, now that's where the chuckle comes in because solo talent shows talent. Not just, let me just say this, not just the boys, an entertainer, period.
Mhm.
Talent is great when you got a whole goof troop behind you and there's no shade.
And for the
But
fans.
let's be clear, when you go to the booking or the gig for whatever title it may be, only you are showing up. I'm about to go, only you can prevent forest fires. No, but only you are showing up to the gig. It's great to have this person, that person. So I can't wait to see what these menses and the girls and the boys bring with solo talent. Your presentation. I know Bobby and Roxy are going to think outside of the box when it comes to presentation.
Baby,
So
Bobby's presentation is villains,
heroes and villains. Yeah, let's talk about
heroes
the
and
girls
villains.
here. This is gonna happen the next night on Monday, March the 20th.
I might have to go to I might be in Orlando.
Okay, come down to Orlando.
I might
Mirage,
celebrate my birthday in Orlando a month later.
I will
Um,
show you around the theme parks. And
If anybody would like to sponsor, the entire cast will go live outside the venue.
yes.
that part.
So
Wait, no,
yeah,
not outside. Not outside. We'll be inside because I need some air conditioner.
It's
Yeah,
not
well,
that hot. It's not that hot.
lies.
the
Lies.
the
Florida is hot.
Okay.
I think the shock of everybody in this one was Alexis Gabrielle Sherrington coming back out.
Now, that
Baby, that's
mama,
the gag.
mama is drag personified. Like,
Mhm.
if drag is at a 8 or 9 or 10, she's at a good 15, if not 20. We've seen how she gave up Queen.
Yep.
He rode in as the Queen on a chariot. Like,
Baby, she rode in on a whole horse and chariot.
yeah.
She did that at EYC.
I want to be like
But
that
we'll
when I grow
see
up. I want to be like
what
that
the
when I
girls
grow up.
bring for solo talent, props, theatrics, some makeup, some jewelry, the glamour for presentation. I'm looking forward to that too.
So-
Let me just say this.
That's gonna be some good. That's gonna be some good drags, pageants, and
Let me
shenanigans.
say this, and then I have to agree. I have to
Shenanigans.
have to leave. When it comes to solo talent, this has always been my thing. If you're going to lip sync, I need to believe that it does not look like a lip sync. I need to think that you are actually literally singing out of your throat on that stage. If you're going to twirl, I need to see every step, full out, turns, spots, flips. I need to see it. I need to believe it. If you're going to do whatever talent for this $10,000, don't half-ass it. Please
Mhm.
don't come in here with some little bar number and talk about, oh girl, let me go ahead and get this money.
What about
Because I take talent serious.
little
So
time to get?
so
Really quickly,
Mirage, before you go,
Mhm.
who is winning?
Oh, you're gonna do me like that? Wow. You know I know a lot of these guys personally. All right, so since I'm gonna be put on the spot, I ain't never scared. What they gonna do to me? I'm in Hawaii. Let me say this. Christopher is going to twirl like nobody's business. He's going to twirl like he ain't been twirling in 20 years. Angel is going to give you the definition of sex on that stage. Antonio and Neandre are going to sing like they're Baptist church boys. They're going to find every note that they have ever sung in their life and bring it back. But those are the legends on this list. Now, these newcomer boys do not sleep on, because I'm telling you, Mr. Lavish is a dancer. Mr. Lavish
I was
is
gonna
a
say
dancer.
Zeke is too.
My baby
His
daddy, I can't tell you. My
his
baby daddy
lyrical
in the
talent.
corner. I can't.
Yeah, man.
I ain't gonna front. So if I had to give it to somebody, if you're gonna twist my arm and say who's gonna win this pageant, oh my God, I know I'm gonna get a phone call for this. I feel like your winner is gonna be between Christopher Iman and Desi Andrews.
I'm gonna
I
answer
hate
the
to put it
question.
like
I
that,
think
but I feel it's between those two.
I think it's going to be somebody who has not won a national title.
You think so?
Decide. I don't think it's going to be one of those boys.
Mm.
I mean, take a look
I'm
at John
sorry, I
Julian.
disagree.
No, and that's another thing too. Let's be honest. When it comes to glamorous, the highest scoring category is talent.
It is.
The
Mhm.
81 can have a great night and a bad night. The only one who actually really counts are the judges. And I'm not even if I'm really being serious. When it comes to any of them, whether you're singing, dancing, you can fall, you can crack, your throat can get all clammed up, your CD may mess up. You never know even for the girls too, you never know when it comes to talent. Glamorous, the highest scoring
Mhm.
category is talent. Nonetheless, when you get on that stage, you have to think about what it goes into that solo talent. Because a girl may peeve or a boy may peeve on presentation and then they flub talent. Or vice versa, they flub presentation and they have one of the best solo talents, whether it's lyrical, whether it's a live vocal, whether it's a choreographed number, and you believe it. So we'll see. I'm not answering the question. Just want to.
I go back to the days of Joan Julian. She beat out Nicole Love Dupree, Layla LaRue, all these legends, and she made a name for herself at Glamorous. All right,
With a take time talent that
Big time.
she actually did the talent.
All right, Mirage, thanks for joining us. I know
Hi,
you got to go
Mirage.
back.
Yeah.
See you
See
later.
y'all.
See you next week.
So, Bianca, you're not going to answer my question of who's going to
No.
win this one?
Because we can say, no, I'm being serious. We can say A, B, and C, but that girl or that boy may have an off night.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be clear, they have, what is this? October. They have from now until October to get a great package together.
Mm-hmm.
Practicing talent, knowing your words, and doing it solo and by yourself. Because at the end of the day, the only person who's going to be on that stage is themselves. The legends, the greats, the whoever, the nobodies, they can have an off night. And like you said, it may be a surprise. Oh my goodness. Not saying it was a surprise, like Joan won the pageant, but surprise, Joan won the pageant. And nobody's seen the ram in the bush.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I didn't see
And the factor of her coming and winning the pageant is what I'm saying. That's the ram in the bush.
All right, talking about winning pageants, or before we do that, before we go into our pageants, King and Queen pageant, which is coming up in December, has just announced that they have updated their price package for this year. Both King and Queen are now $8,000 price package, where before it was the King $4,000 and the Queen $8,000, but now they're equal.
I like that.
8,000 each.
That's good. They're equal.
Should be our male leads should be the equivalent of the females.
I agree.
Yep. And that's what I like about Rashawn and King and Queen. It seems like he listens, he follows the trend, he wants to make it fair to both. And I think this year there's going to be a lot of great contestants for him at the pageant.
It should be.
All right. It's going to be a good one. So now let's talk about pageants. We had a lot of pageants in the last 2 weeks.
A lot.
Okay. Bianca was in one of the pageants.
Make sure you choose Bianca.
She was competing for Miss Classique Unlimited.
Miss USA Unlimited Classique.
Okay, and we'll talk about that experience, but we want to say congratulations to
Samantha Lynn Chilton and Xavier Sterling.
I like this promo.
Yeah.
Two wonderful
Congratulations to them.
representatives. They were such sweethearts. Meaning
So, Bianca, how was your experience at the pageant?
the pageant itself was great. Hickory was a whole other conversation. Let me just say this to my classic girls, the old school girls, if any of you may be watching. One, thank you all for being so welcoming, so inclusive, especially with me being one, the youngest, and the new girl in town at 41, which is always a chuckle. I was literally the baby. Things didn't go like they were supposed to. My dresser backed out. This happened, that happened. I was leaving Friday. In any Ikram, I stayed. I showed up. I showed out. I didn't win the pageant, but they remember who ByancaRaye LoveStrom Prime is. Now, let me address, and I made the Facebook post about this. Let me be very clear. When a person wears an open-toed shoe, which is a peep-toed shoe or a sandal, for me, my feet slide to the front of my shoe. My shoe was not too small. My dress may have been too short, but my shoe was not too small. My shoe fits. Any woman will tell you, or man, or whoever non-binary will tell you, when you put an open-toe shoe on, your foot slides to the front of the shoe. My shoe was not too small. I'm not going to show my shoe because if you go see the video, you can't miss my shoe. You can't miss my feet in general. My dress was too short. Secondly,
so give me a little background. What do you mean by that? I'm lost with that.
And within the video and within my actual shoe being a peep toe, my shoes or my feet look like I was having cliffhangers, and my feet are hanging over the front of my shoe, and automatically the people are saying my shoes were too small. I'm not that girl. Hold on, I'm not that girl who wears too small shoes. I am one of those girls who I can still wear an open-toe shoe or a sandal during the summertime. These feet ain't got no bunions, no funyuns, no corns, no nothing. These are pretty fish feet. Nonetheless, when you have on stockings, and I wear a lot of stockings, my feet fall to the front of my shoe. Why? Because it's a heeled shoe. Within a heeled shoe, gravity is going to make your foot slide to the front.
So was that like a judge's critique to you?
No, the only thing the judges said was my gown was too short. The minions in the comments are talking about my cliffhanger overs and me showing my feet, me showing my shoes. I'm not showing my shoes. If you go watch the videos, literally, we're standing there for like a good, I want to say at least a good 10 minutes in gown doing a comparison, and we had to show our shoes.
So the only people who don't matter, okay.
Didn't have to show our shoes because you can't miss our shoes.
Gotcha. All right. Well, hopefully there's always going to be those Facebook judges, and we don't pay attention to them.
It's always going to be that hard. The only one who counted was them 5 judges, and the only thing they said was my gown was too short, which was a chuckle because with the gowns being too short or too long, we had to actually stand there and lift up our shoes. Well, we have to stand there and lift up our gowns, to show our shoes.
All right. Well, we had more pageants. Mr. Gay World took place, and Mr. Puerto Rico won the pageant. I forgot his name. I had it written down. I believe his name is Jose. He is from Puerto Rico, and our Mr. Gay World USA placed first alternate. So
Congratulations, Tony.
Congratulations.
Yeah, the top 2 were from here in the United States. So it was Tony Ardolino placing first alternate, and then Mr. Gay World was Jose, I believe his name was, yeah. So congratulations to those boys. And Germany was first or second alternate for that as well. Let's see here. What other pageants did we have? We had a Miss Utopia.
Yay!
Miss
Congratulations.
Utopia took place. What happened to my notes here? Okay.
They're in your inbox.
With Anthony.
She has the girl. She had 3 names.
Who, this girl?
Yeah. I got you. Hold on. Her name is. Oh, hold on. I got you. Lady Akasha Qatar.
Okay, well, congratulations to Lady Akasha Qatar. Congratulations on Miss Utopia, whatever that pageant is. I have no clue.
You don't know what about you, Miss Utopia?
No.
Where Bianca? Cue the card. Cue it.
Next.
So moving on, Anthony had a problem with the Miss Utopia backdrop.
It's giving me garbage bag. Glad. So look at it. It's like give me like can't afford no curtain. Just get your garbage bags. I didn't come up with this on my own. Somebody else pointed it out in the live, but I saw it. And
Okay.
And you just ran with it?
I just ran with them. Those were the tools I was given.
We also had Texas FFI at large pageant took place. Roxy Obion capturing the title and Sasha Cavalli on first alternate. They had 5 contestants compete. So congratulations to them.
Big girls.
We also had Miss Duval Plus, which took place.
Duval.
That's what they do. Duval.
Once Duval, always Duval. Congratulations.
And that was Mulan Rogue Montrese. And finally, we had Universal Latino take place. That took place about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago.
So we want to say congratulations to all 4 of these winners. Let's see if we can. Do we have their names?
I sent the names.
It's because I cut off this thing up there. So we're going to find their names. Okay, here we go. Monica Simpson is Miss Universal Latina USA.
Her creative costume was awesome.
Tamara Leza, Miss Universal Latina USA Plus. Erad X is Mr. Universal Latino USA, and Robert Pinheiro is Mr. Universal Latino USA Classic. Now, there was what was the fuss with this? Apparently, there was some contestants who had a problem with their scores.
There was a lot of Raul went live, but he was speaking Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. So I don't know what all he was saying, but he was saying like the placements were off. Like somebody was announced second on stage, but they placed 5th, or like what they got called on stage was different than what was the scores.
Gotcha.
A little confusion in the scores.
I know Miss Darcel Stevens had something to say about she only received like $100 for being first runner up.
Ooh.
Yeah. So,
that's a little small.
Yeah. She competed in plus. Her talent was absolutely amazing.
Yes, she looked great.
The legend Celia Cruz. Like her talent was everything.
Mm-hmm. She only got $100?
Well, that's what she. That's what she said.
But that also goes into. I mean, you're not going to get back what you put in. But are you bringing this up in registration? And are you like, so what is the first all get? What is the second? Because, yeah.
But this is where I had a lot of questions last week. And for me, as someone who's a grown up, you have to ask these questions going into anything, whether it's a day job, a night job, a club, whether it's sex, fun, rock and roll, drugs, or whatever have you. You got to ask these questions. And I apologized, but I'm not going to stop asking questions. Whether it's, this is where you got to ask these questions as a factor of, you'll get an envelope and hell, the envelope may be empty. Or you place first runner up and you get $100, hypothetically speaking, and the second runner up gets $1,000 or $500.
Oh.
And we know that's not necessarily what happens, but sometimes the second runner up may get a thicker lope than hell the winner or even the first runner up.
Bianca, at Unlimited, did they say what the alts got and stuff like?
Yes, we had that conversation literally during registration.
Well, that's good.
We got our score sheets literally that Saturday night.
As you should, and you shouldn't have to wait for scores or comments. Miss Utopia had the girls on stage waiting for scores for 10 minutes.
But we were on stage for Gown for a good 15 minutes. And I'm not being funny, going through Evening Gown individually and then coming back out for comparative.
That's a long time
We're
ago.
like, wait a minute. So we still out here nonetheless. We made it through Gown. Congratulations to Samantha and Sterling. Excuse me, Samantha and Xavier on their win. Everybody can't. At the end of the night, everybody can't win the pageant.
So I have a question. Do they not have contestant packets anymore that tell you the prize package that you have to ask in registration?
I don't know on a national level. I don't know, like, speaking for AG, I don't know if it says in our national packet because I'm not a contestant. I just read the promoter's packet. I don't know if it says what each placement gets. I don't know.
Unlimited, and I know we had a conversation previously about the fourth runner-up, and that was my placement in Classique. It states the winner, first alt and second alt, gets A, B, and C. That's literally, if you go on the website, it's what the handbook states.
That's good. It's in black and white.
Now it's just the fact that night getting A, B, and C in any competition.
I'm just not understanding why people are complaining after the fact of the prize package of the pageant, and it's mostly the people who don't win. You never hear the winner complaining about the pageant. But I always think, like, for Darcel, does she not know what the first runner-up was getting?
Maybe there was like a breakdown in translation because I know her saying that she doesn't speak Spanish, or at the time she doesn't speak much Spanish. So maybe there was like a breakdown in translation, and she.
Well, she better get an interpreter.
Yep. Translator.
You should get an interpreter so that you know exactly what you're getting yourself involved with.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they improve on that and they get it together for next year. All right, let's see. We got through everything. Oh, speaking about prize package, see, I like this, and this is something that Bianca brought up right here. This is clearly telling you what everybody gets. This is clearly telling you that each division winner will get a crown, a sash, $1,000 at the event, $1,000 at national, blah, 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 and so on. It even tells you what the first runner-up. So the second, third, and fourth runner-up, they don't have anything to complain about because it don't say you're getting anything in here.
Nope.
You know? That part. Like, this is clearly laid out, and you would think, like, for Continental, for Universal Latino, or whatever it may be, they would have something like this so that people don't get confused, or they know exactly what to expect. Sometimes I think that a lot of these contestants are, oh, well, if I win, I'm not going to complain. But if I don't win, oh, you only gave me $100,
Mm-hmm.
you know? What
But
were you
let's
going to
be
say,
clear.
Bianca?
I think Mr. Gay America set the standard of full transparency when it comes to a prize package, and them having their promoters pay X amount of dollars, and this is what the winner and the first alternate gets, as a factor of, is not wherein I think nationals were earlier this month. And some promoters, oh well, what had happened was I had a family emergency. I don't have the $1,000, or I didn't make the booking for the flight, the hotel, or whatever have you. Life happens. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I can't send you. One thing I do like about Gay America is they have that guarantee of the franchise fee is already paid. Anything can happen to the promoter, sadly, but you know what I mean. Like, they may not even come to the national, but their contestant is taken care of, and that also alleviates some of the contestants' burden about how they're going to get this, and there, this, and that there. Some of these other systems, I'm not being funny. It would be great to take heed to have a set standard for prelim owners, not just, oh well, Anthony likes me, but he doesn't like Edward, so he's gonna give me a good $1,000 and get Edward as the Mr. 2,000. I mean, 100 or 200 per se.
Right.
Everybody, whether it's the Miss, the Elite, the Classique, the Mr. at Large, the Miss at Large, or whoever, we all get the same lope at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm. I want to
Right.
give a quick shout out to Miss Gay America. She's been doing a great job this year. She's had like 4 to 5 contestants minimum at her prelims. She's been doing a great job. Dexter, she's been doing a great job.
Yeah. Good job to Dexter C. She's got 2 more prelims to go, and then we'll know all the qualified contestants that will
That's
be
a lot of girls
competing.
too.
That will be competing in January.
I'll give up his in January.
Any final thoughts?
You go ahead.
Go ahead, Anthony.
You go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
There's no excuses to not have your scores at the end of the night's pageant. You gotta have. You gotta get your comments at the end of the night, and then your scores at the end of the night. Because what are you adding up at the end of the night if you don't have nothing to give your contestants? Printers cost like $150 on Amazon. I can buy you one if you need one, or you can get an Excel program. Type it in the computer, screenshot it, and then send it to the contestants. That's like 5 minutes, and then they have it at the end of the night. AEG, we give you scores as soon as you walk on stage. You guys scores in your comments. That's all. That's all I got.
All right, Bianca.
Happy to be back with you guys. Thank you all for watching. To my USA Unlimited Classique girls, love you all and appreciate you girls. To my sponsors, love you all and appreciate you all. Please be on the lookout in the mail for a special ta-da from me, and good night.
Yeah, we want to thank you all for watching. Please follow us. We got a Drag Talk Back to Drag Facebook page. Follow us or subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll be back. Well, next Monday is Halloween.
I got my costume ready. I'm a what?
Maybe
I got my costume on already. I'm good. We'll see y'all next
All
Monday.
right. Have a good night.
Good night.